Hi, good morning for the Saudi Arabic time, 7 a.m. and our Malaysia time is 12 p.m. So how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. How about yourself?
I'm fine. So I already breakfast and the lunch.
Yep, yep.
So okay, can I ask the questions for Sir Yuhei? So the question number one is,
Yep.
can you tell me how your family choose Islam and what is your own opinion on the teaching of Islam that you follow?
So my father is Japanese and my mother is Indonesian. And of course, my mother's side is like everybody's Muslim. And my father was like, he happened to work in Indonesia for a while and he met my mother and he decided to enter Islam just because of like, he wanted to get married with my mother. I mean, he approached her and she refused because he's not Muslim. And so to get my mother's heart or something like that, he embraced Islam in the beginning. And I think this is very typical, like common in terms of like many Muslim brothers and sisters think about the reverts on YouTube or television, like they study Islam, they love Islam, they want to know Islam, and they embrace Islam, and they become a very good practicing Muslim. But in reality, that's the minority. But because they are significant, so people know, people remember them, or like people like take those videos basically. In reality, I think many of them are just got married with the flow, and I mean embrace Islam with the flow, or just for the marriage, something like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, my mini conclusion is we need to uh I mean the encourage join the the seminar, the physical seminar, teach him why Islam is very what we call is peaceful and something as well. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
I say like that.
Yes, and also the for the seminar, like we have to like remember that in the what do you call it's not many people are actually want to join those seminars or like are interested in those seminars, and it is our duty or like homework to find out like how we attract those people who are not interested in like learning Islam. They are already Muslim, but uh, they are just not interested, and so that's our like what do you call like duty or like homework or something, like we have to figure it out basically.
Absolutely. Because what? Because we need to research why Islam is so peaceful and something as well lah. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, even our greetings contain salam, like assalamu alaikum. But in reality, like people can't differentiate Islam and Muslim. And unfortunately, you know, the images that people have, even amongst Muslims, are like, you know,
Yeah.
Islam is violent, something like that. That's also the reality. Yeah.
Okay. So did you know okay Kalat Jaida, this is a BM lah. So meaning that they play the game watch any drama. So this is not good for us lah. So we need to fight and do good charity as well.
Mm, yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, I don't think in Japan we have we have enough number to do that right now. But in the future, yeah, definitely.
Yes. All right. Thank you. So the question number two is, what do your family and community think after seeing you become a Muslim?
Most of my, I mean, like for my paternal family, yeah, my paternal relatives, they are all like non-Muslims, and they see us like praying or like fasting as part of culture. They think because I have like my mother is Indonesian or like I have like Indonesian background, that's why I'm doing this. It's not about like, oh, Islam. They are not even interested in. So it's actually we can explain or like have some conversation if they are interested in us or like they ask questions. But in reality, they don't even bother. Like you do you, and we do we basically. So their reaction is actually pretty like nothing. They just see us as like one of the families with Indonesian background. That's it, yeah.
Okay, my conclusion is the Islam is for the world, not only for the Indonesian, not for only Japan, not for any country, because Muslim is worldwide. Am I correct? I mean the Islam.
Yes, that's yes. Uh, of course, like if we see the people in Mecca or like Medina, there are like people around the world in one place, and we can pray together in the same language, in the same like way of worshiping. But in I think because Japan is like geographically very like isolated and like far from the west or middle or whatever you call. So in Japan, Islam is something that is like strange. Not many people even know. Like from my experience for more than 2 decades in Japan, I mean I've grown up in Japan. Many people, if I say like I'm Muslim, their first reaction is, "What's that?" They don't even say like, "Oh, the terrorist." No, no, they don't even say that. They say, "What's that?" Basically, and we have to explain from the beginning. So yeah, I agree with your point, but in reality, but in Japan, I would say like Islam is still like something that is foreign and people don't have idea basically.
Yes, definitely. So, can what is your challenging? I mean, become Muslim. I mean, the people serving around. What is your challenging? Why become Muslim? What is your reactions?
I would say for the Japanese readers and also the second generation, two main reasons are the like, biggest challenges, I would say. One is language. I mean, in Malay or Indonesian or even English, like we have the concept of like heaven and hell, and also like the prophets or messengers. We have the words basically, or like ibadah or like some worshiping something. We have the words, the vocabulary. But Japanese is very far from Tawheed, from the monotheistic concept. So we don't have we don't even have like the official translations, and like even we translate the Quran or the Hadith, still we feel something weird. You know what I mean? Like even though in the Quran, like in Surah Al Imran in verse 7, Quran is like basically clear for those who are like believe in. But if you see the Japanese translation, it's very difficult. I mean, awkward, and it's not natural for them. That's one thing. And another thing is loneliness. Not loneliness, but basically many of the Japanese reverts, or like even the children who only speak Japanese, they come to masjid or like to halakha or anything. They just being alone in the room. I mean, Malaysian will gather with Malaysian, Pakistani will gather with Pakistani Arabs will gather with like Arabs, you know what I mean? They talk in their own language, they are laughing, and Japanese readers or like Japanese children, like children grown up in Japan, they don't have space. They just sit around the masjid, and which is very tough for them, like in iftar or like breaking fast. They're just alone. They're already alone. They don't understand language. So that's why, according to like some research, if I'm not mistaken, like 80% of the second generation are leaving Islam or something like that, and half of the reverts will like neglect and that went back to their original faith within a year or something like that. So yeah, that's
All
the
right.
challenges.
Yes, absolutely. Because the most important is the the French. I mean the ukhuwat. Why the mentoring is very important, because we need to avoid the karat jahiliya, like the watch any drama, and we need to boost the fat, something as well. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Okay, so
I agree.
yes. All right. The next question is, can you tell us about the development of Dawah that you do with the NGO My Fun Action in Japan, and what advice do you have for Japanese people out there who want to learn about Islam?
I'm not physically in Japan right now, so to be honest, I haven't involved to any my foundation, you know, the activity.
Yes.
But from what I heard and also what I saw, it was like, I think it's nice for them to try to have some seminars for those who are like for the reverts or like for children. And I think they invest to especially one of the masajid in Japan, and they like have some extensive care to that community. And I think it's a very beautiful thing to do. I mean, yes, I mean, it is important to make da'wah to non-Muslim people, but I think many of us like neglect and forget about those who are already Muslims, because about the children and also the reverts, especially the reverts, where before they embrace Islam, they just like, they were, people are nice to them and talk about Islam. But once they entered Islam, okay, khalas, finish. I mean, okay, you're Muslim now, and they stop like paying extra attention to them. You know what I mean? But in reality, they are the one who we should take care of more, because they are our brothers and sisters. So I think taking care of like those who are already Muslims is very like beautiful thing that my fun action your organization did. But at the same time, for the challenges, it's not about the money or about the people, human resources, but though we just don't, I mean, there are no enough materials in Japanese, and I mean, there are many Japanese translations, but you know, you can tell that the sentences or like the contents there are made by like non-Japanese people and Japanese people, because language is not only language, right? The culture, value, and like history, something like that. And the resources are not enough. And even like when they want to hire some teachers or like some da'i, they are not like trained in Japanese culture or like Japanese language. And they don't exist that much. I mean, they want to hire maybe, but there are no people like that right now. I mean, there are, but not enough basically. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
All right. So I will do the mini conclusion. Yes, absolutely. Because the da'wah, not just on the theory, but we need to do practical, how to do the seminar, how to do the activities in the Japan, like revert, to encourage to become a Muslim or Muslima, something as well. Yes, this is my mini conclusions. So, are you agree for my conclusions?
Yep, 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 yep.
Okay. So, okay, I have the bonus question I need to ask for Sir Yuhei. What is your experience learning about Islam? I heard you go to University of Madinah, and what course are you learning right now?
I'm currently studying in the Faculty of Hadith in the Islamic University of Madinah. And my experience is, to be honest, very I'm very grateful to Allah that I can be in Medina, alhamdulillah, the city of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But at the same time, there are students from more than 120 countries, and a lot of students from Islamic countries. They already have foundation of Islamic education, basically. It is my first time in my life to learn from teacher the Quran for more than 2 months, 3 months. I mean, it's been a year and a half, something like that. Basically, our foundation is our background are very different, and I'm struggling with it. And many of the students from not only Japan but Korea or Latin American countries, for those who are we call aqaliyat, minorities. Many of them just left because they cannot catch up with it, So I hope I will not be one of them, but I hope I can stay here. But we'll see, inshallah. In terms of the knowledge, it humbles you. There are things that you don't know. I mean, you just practice without any knowledge, and it's beautiful to know why you do this, why you do that, or that this is this is that. But at the same time, little knowledge is very dangerous, I would say. It humbles you, but at the same time, it makes you arrogant as well. I mean, oh, they don't know, but actually I was one of them, just 2 years ago, 2 years before, I was like them. And so, we should remember that actually the majority of the ummah or the Muslim communities around the world, especially Japan, so we are struggling to pray 5 times a day. We are struggling what is if Allah exists or not, unfortunately, you know what I mean? That's the reality. So I remind myself that I should not forget about the reality and the back, where I came from as well. Yep. I just began my journey, so nothing much.
Okay. So yes, definitely, because learning is never end. Am I correct? Yes. Learning is never end because not only for the da'wah and not only to study courses, it's never ending because we can learn new skill like the communications in the activities, communications, leadership, the study hacks, and others.
Yeah, we need doctors, we need engineers, we need hackers, we need even designers, for the poster for Islamic events or the video that will attract people. We need them, designers or artists. We need chef. We need who cook beautiful dishes. So I mean, not only we always we have to always learn, and also we have to know that there are like varieties of knowledge and skills as well, like, and we need each and every of them in our community.
Yes, definitely. So, all right. Thank you. The question is already done. Done to it means give the Sir Yuhei to answer it. So I hope to everyone, I mean the worldwide, please good do something like the like the seminar, like the charity as well. So that's all. That's all. Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
All right.
Jazakumullah khair.
Okay. Thank you.